Jonathan Kuminga is done waiting. As he prepares for restricted free agency, the 21-year-old forward is making it clear he wants the keys. And he's not afraid to chase them elsewhere if the Golden State Warriors don't hand them over. "I feel like I'm at the point where that has to be my priority," Kuminga told The Athletic. "To just be one of the guys a team relies on. Aiming to be an all-star. Multiple times. Aiming to be great. Wherever I'm going to be at, it don't matter if it's the Warriors or anywhere else. It's something I want. I want to see what I could do. I know I got it." Kuminga's ready. But is Golden State? Kuminga's fourth season was a roller coaster. He missed 31 games late in the year. Then he was pulled from the playoff rotation by Steve Kerr, only to explode when given the chance. With Stephen Curry hobbled, Kuminga dropped 18, 30, 23, and 26 points on 55% shooting in 4 straight postseason games. He got to the line 25 times. Minnesota couldn't stay in front of him. Now, he's chasing that version of himself. He's been training twice daily in Cleveland, sharpening his handle, tightening his reads, and drilling thousands of jumpers. The goal? To become a high-usage offensive engine, not a slasher in the background. "I did it here and there, but it was never a consistent role," he said. "It only happens 5 games on, 10 games off. I want it to be a consistent role." Will the Warriors give him that role? It's hard to see how. Golden State is still built around Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler. Kerr has made it clear. The offense runs through them. Kuminga's usage will always be capped unless someone's out. That's why the sign-and-trade market is quietly heating up. The Miami Heat are reportedly interested. Brooklyn looms. Other teams will likely line up. But so far, there's no clarity on whether the Warriors will move him or what kind of contract it would take to stay. "Wherever I go, wherever I'll be. I want them to be like, he deserved what he got," Kuminga said. Kuminga believes his time is now. The only question, will the Warriors be the ones to give it to him? What the Warriors must decide next. For the Warriors, this isn't just a roster decision. It's a timeline question. They're trying to win now with Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler, but developing young talent like Kuminga doesn't always align with that urgency. That's what makes this moment so pivotal. On one hand, Kuminga is clearly growing. He's not just hoping for more touches, he's building toward it. His Cleveland training schedule, focus on on-ball reps, and sharp shooting numbers in workouts all point toward a player preparing for a much larger role. "The better I get, wherever I get my chance, it's going to show," Kuminga said. On the other hand, the Warriors are operating with limited flexibility. The new CBA restricts how teams over the second apron can add or move pieces. And Kuminga, as a restricted free agent, will require a decision. Either match a sizable offer sheet or work out a sign-and-trade that returns real value. For now, both sides are saying the right things. But make no mistake, something has to give. Kuminga wants to be featured. The Warriors want to win. Whether those two visions can finally align, or whether this summer becomes the end of the road, will shape Golden State's future just as much as its present. The Golden State Warriors' search for a frontcourt upgrade hit a snag on the eve of the 2025 NBA draft. In a stunning 3-team trade, the Boston Celtics shipped former All-Star center Kristaps Porzingis to the Atlanta Hawks with the Brooklyn Nets, as ESPN's senior NBA insider Shams Charania first reported. The deal includes Boston's least favorable second-round pick in 2026 going to Atlanta, while Boston received Georges Niang and a second-round pick in 2030, won via Cleveland, per Hoopshype's Michael Scotto. Brooklyn gets Terrence Mann and Atlanta's number 22 pick in this year's draft. The Warriors were one of the few of the 10 to 12 teams that had been in contact with the Celtics on Porzingis and others, according to Brett Siegel of Clutch Points, before the Latvian center went to Atlanta in the 3-team trade. The 29-year-old Porzingis could have been the perfect stretch 5 and rim protector rolled into one in Steve Kerr's system. The Warriors, however, may have dodged a bullet as the Latvian center had a hard time making himself available on the court. In his 2-year stint in Boston, Porzingis never played more than 57 games. A lengthy injury history, from assortment of lower body injuries to respiratory illness, has marred his NBA career. During a Celtics abbreviated playoff run, Porzingis dealt with a mysterious respiratory illness that rendered him ineffective. His numbers dipped to a horrendous 4.2 points on 24% shooting across Boston's six-game loss to New York in the second round of the playoffs. The respiratory illness limited him to only 15.5 minutes of playing time per game in the series. Warriors could get stretch center for Jonathan Kuminga. All is not lost for the Warriors after Porzingis was shipped to Atlanta, as they could still get a stretch center in a potential sign-and trade involving their restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga. NBA insider Mark Stein reported on June 23 that the Warriors are seemingly certain to receive sign-and-trade approaches for restricted free agent to be Jonathan Kuminga. One of those teams linked to Kuminga are the Chicago Bulls, according to Hoopshype's Michael Scotto. The Chicago Bulls and Miami Heat are two teams to monitor as potential sign-and-trade candidates for Kuminga, league sources told Hoopshype. With that in mind, the Warriors have also not ruled out the possibility of retaining Kuminga, sources said, Scotto wrote. The Bulls have veteran center Nikola Vucevic, who has been on the Warriors' radar since the trade deadline. The Warriors were at the front of the line in the weeks leading to the trade deadline for Vucevic, with the Bulls looking for a first-round pick in return, Stein reported in January. Vucevic is on an expiring $21.5 million salary. Only half of Kuminga's annual pay in his next contract will be counted as outgoing salary in any trade. So, the Warriors have to add salary fillers to make the math work. Jonathan Kuminga seeks bigger role. Kuminga is looking to build on his final 4 games of the season, in which he averaged 24.3 points on 55.4% overall shooting and 38.9% from the three-point line in their playoff loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. The 22-year-old is looking for an expanded and consistent role moving forward, Scotto noted. However, that will not happen in Golden State, as Kerr has made himself clear he can't do that with the current makeup of the team and their win-now window. I've been asked to win, Kerr told the San Francisco Standard's Tim Kawakami on the TK show on Wednesday, May 21st. And right now, he's not a guy who I can say, I'm going to play 38 minutes with the roster we have, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green, and put the puzzle together that way and expect to win. According to NBA insider Anthony Slater of The Athletic, the Miami Heat have legitimate interest in Golden State Warriors wing Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga is a restricted free agent. The Miami Heat missed out on Kevin Durant and have legitimate Jonathan Kuminga interest, per league sources, among others expected to explore the idea as the market materializes, Slater wrote. The Brooklyn Nets loom as a possible offer sheet team, but did use a chunk of their cap space in a Tuesday night trade. Kuminga played in 47 games for the Warriors this season. He averaged 15.3 points for 0.6 rebounds and 2.2 assists while shooting 45.4% from the field, 30.5% from beyond the arc, and 66.8% from the foul line. A one-time NBA champion, Kuminga turns 23 in October. He has career averages of 12.5 points for 0.0 rebounds and 1.8 assists with Golden State. I trust my people, trust my agent, Aaron Turner, Kuminga told Slater. I want to know more about how this trade stuff goes, how this sign-and-trade goes, or how this contract goes. I want to learn more about it. But most of the time I just focus on playing, just working. The better I get, wherever I get my chance, it's going to show. Wherever I go, wherever I'll be, off the rip, I just want them to be like, oh, yeah, he deserved what he got. He deserved to be here. He worked hard for it. Wherever it is, that's what I want it to feel like. I want to be great. I feel like I'm capable of being that, capable of doing some special things, and I won't just let it go like that. The only way to get there is just to lock in every single day. The Heat were swept in the first round of the 2025 playoffs by the Cleveland Cavaliers. They traded Jimmy Butler, who requested a trade, to the Warriors. Meanwhile, Golden State lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the second round in 5 games.